wretched slugs. Don't any of you have the guts to play for blood?
I'm your huckleberry. That's just my game.
In vino veritas. What? They're here? That's not Latin. What are they doing here? Do we even have a review to do today? Hold on, I'll go check. Yeah, they're still there. They're still looking at me. What do I do? Do we have anything to review? We do? Oh, that looks pretty cool, actually. Okay, I'll play it cool then. Okay. Oh, hello, guys. How are you doing today? My name is Fu Manchu, and guess what? Now, I've said this in the past, but I've got a lot of favorites. Now, I mean a lot of favorites. But one of my favorite actors of all times is Val Kilmer, and I've said that in my previous review when I did a Craft One Heat figure review. That's right. Now, I mentioned Val Kilmer, but he's played a lot of characters. I mean, a lot of characters in the past that I really like. Shut up, man. I'm winging this. Anyways, yeah. Well, one of my favorite movies of all time, and I mean all time, is Tombstone. That's right. I love that movie. It is so awesome. Now, there is not a part in that movie that I would not really sell my soul to play. Seriously. Because you know how there's scripts and stuff and you get them, there's always the lead cool character, or there's the lead strong character, or there's the lead smart character. Well, this script has everybody in it, man. There's not one character in it that's not worth playing, man. Every character in it is awesome. And every actor that they got to cast is absolutely perfect. I love everybody in it. Kurt Russell, you got Powers Booth, you got Michael Biehn. Oh, man, you got Bill Paxton. You got everybody, man. I love them all. But you know what? Val Kilmer stole the movie when he played a Doc Holliday. And you know what? Recently, I got a figure, my very first Redman figure, and it's Alex from A Clockwork Orange, and I was very happy with the quality of it. Well, imagine my surprise when I found out that a Doc Holliday figure existed made by Redman. So I can't wait to see what it's going to look like in person. I haven't looked at it yet, so let's go find out, shall we? Today's review will be on the Redman Toys, the Cowboy, 1/6 scale collectible figure, Doc #1. And check it out, it is Val Kilmer's character, Doc Holliday, from the movie Tombstone, and he looks amazing. Now, the box is plain. It's just a brown box right there with the sticker on the front, just like the Alex from A Clockwork Orange, but I think that's standard for any Redman figure. Now, as you can see here, it's called Doc #1. Now, Doc #1 has the outfit that he wore in the I'm Your Huckleberry scene, and it's where he challenges Ringo to the gunfight. Now, Doc #2 is the second gunfight with Ringo, where he's wearing the long gray coat and he's got the badge, and it looks awesome too. Now, this one became available first, and this is the one that I picked because it was the only one I could buy at the time, and I can't wait to see it. I hope it looks really good. I'm buying it kind of blind. I've seen photos of it. A lot of people, you know, promotional photos, I should say. No reviews. I haven't seen any reviews for this thing, so I cannot wait to see it in person. I was really happy with the Alex, so I can't wait to see it. So there's nothing on the back, so I say we waste no more time, and I say we open it! So, here's the box open with the flap pulled back, and as you can see, it's got foam inside of it. So let's remove this foam and see what's underneath. So, here we are looking underneath the foam, and guess what I see? Holy crap! Somebody beheaded him! The Indians got him! They chopped off his head, he's been scalped! Holy crap, what happened? Look at there! That is funny. You know, and what's funny is that is a Doc Holliday line. That is funny. But you know what? I don't care. That likeness looks really good. I think it's funny. Now, I knew that he had the toupee thing that you have to put on, but that's how I saw him when I opened the box. And that is awesome. Yep, the Indians scalped poor old Doc Holliday and left him with 2 little nubs on his head. But you know what? I still think that looks really good. And man, oh man, I was really happy with the Alex, like I keep saying. I was hoping that the likeness on this one would be good and stuff because it's not a licensed figure. But yeah, I think it looks really, really cool. But let's see here. Down here he's got some baggies with all his little accessories. There's his tie, as you can see. And then underneath it, man, he's got a lot of stuff. There's his hair. So the Indians were good enough to at least leave him his scalp. That's pretty nice. Now, as you can see, all of his accessories in little baggies, and he's the only thing in the foam with his hat. So I say we pull him out and stand him up. What do you say? So, here's the Doc Holliday figure stood straight out of the package, and check him out. I think he looks awesome. Now, you can cover up that bald spot with that hat. It kind of plugs in. There's two little, nubs on his head, obviously, and there's two holes in the hat. Now, I think this looks really cool. Now, one of the things that I had read about the figure was he's got a long giraffe neck. And, yeah, it's very evident that he does. Now, Val Kilmer was pretty thin in that movie, and he does kind of have a long neck in it. So, plus the shirt and stuff, I don't know. Now, can it be fixed? I'm sure it can. I think it still looks fine to me. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it. This outfit here, when I pulled it out of the package, man, it just screams of Western. This is very, very awesome indeed. If I had one gripe right now, besides the long neck, it would probably be he has no socks and he's just wearing little shoes. Now, I would assume he'd be wearing cowboy boots. Now, maybe in this scene he was just wearing little shoes, but he has no socks, so if you move his leg up, you will see the skin of his leg. But if he's just standing there, you won't be able to tell. As you can see, here's what he's wearing out of the box, and, well, he wasn't wearing that hat, was he? But anyways, yeah, he looks pretty cool to me. Let's turn him around and look at him from behind. So, here he is from behind, and as you can see from the cut of his jacket there, it looks very cool indeed. I think he looks awesome. And then up here you'll see his hat. His hat actually has, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but it's got the little brim, ribbon and stuff. Very cool indeed. So let's flip him around again. What do you say? But yeah, like I was saying, I bought this figure blind, not knowing if it would be good or not. I was very, very, very happy with the Alex, and I have to say, at first glance, this looks awesome. I have wanted a Doc Holliday Val Kilmer figure for a long time. I mean, ever since I saw the movie at the movie theater. This is awesome, and you know what? They do make, people have made them. They're always the really expensive ones and stuff that people custom make and stuff, and I can't afford those. But this one seems to be a knockoff of one of those. Now, I don't remember who made the original, but that's what this one seems like it's a knockoff of. But that's okay, because it makes it, easier for people like me to get. So I'm kind of happy they did it. Now, is the quality as good as the original? Probably not, because I've seen photos of it, and it looks just like Val Kilmer. Now, this one looks pretty good, too, so I'm not going to complain. But, you know what? You get what you pay for, and this one was a fraction of what the other one cost, and I still think he looks cool. Now, you're probably saying, hey, what did he come with? Well, he came with all these baggies, man. Look at that. There's a ton of stuff there. Let's see how many baggies there are. Now, there are 6 baggies in total, and the first one has his scalped Indian hair. So there you go. There's his toupee if you want to take off his hat. The second baggie has his tie in it, and that looks very awesome. The third baggie has 2 shotgun shells and 2 different knives. The fourth baggie has a bunch of hands, and that is awesome. The fifth baggie has a bunch of gun holsters and looks like a couple of guns in there, and that is very cool. Last up in the 6th baggie, we have the street howitzer. Check it out, there's a very cool shotgun. And man, I really do wish that this figure would have came with that long black trench coat he wore during the OK Corral shootout scene. Man, I'm assuming they'll make that eventually, but he would look so cool wearing that in that white shirt. Very cool indeed. Now, in case you're curious, here he is with the hat. And here he is without the hat. Now, that toupee goes on pretty easily. Now, you can still see the seam. It looks kind of like he's had a lobotomy or something like that. And it does make his head look a little flat. But, hey, I guess it's better than nothing. Now, it still looks pretty cool, both ways. But I think I prefer him with the hat. Because, like I said, it kind of makes his head look a little small and his neck really long. But that's okay, because it's kind of the hairstyle he had in the movie. It was shaggy on top and really shaved on the sides. Very cool indeed. So, before we put his hat back on, I say we look at him up close. What do you say? So, here we go with a super duper close-up look, and check out those little diamonds all over his vest. Very cool indeed. That vest looks very awesome. It's got little buttons and everything. Check it out. And then over here you got the material of his jacket. Very cool. I love how that looks. Down here we have, what do we got? No belt. If he's wearing a belt, it's hiding underneath his vest. And then up here, let's look. Here's his shirt. He's got a little silver button there. It's probably glued on, so be careful of that. But as you can see, it's like the old-timey shirts that were buttoned up in the back, I'm assuming. Very cool. And then here's his neck. Now, I do wish the neck was a little shorter, or the ball joint was, I don't know. However it's put on there, I wish it was a little shorter. But, hey, you can't have everything. Here's his little soul patch. There's his lips. There's his mustache. I think they did a pretty good job. Doesn't look like it's painted all the way to the top, though, but that's okay. and then there's his nose, and then there's his eyes, looking very cool. He's kind of bug-eyed, but you know what? I love it. It looks like how he looked in the movie. Very cool. And then up here you'll see his hair. You can see how it fits on there. It actually looks pretty good from the front. From the side is where you can see the big, line there. But that's okay. I mean, hey, at least they give you the option. And then there's his ear. There's his nose. Right there. I wonder if they gave him his... That looks pretty good there. That looks like Val Kilmer to me right there. I wonder if they gave him his mole over here on his right cheek, because I know he has a mole. Oh, doesn't look like they painted it, so no, he needs a mole right there. Oh well, can't have everything. Very cool indeed, though. I still like it. I think it's very neat. Like I said, I've wanted a Doc Holliday figure from this movie for so long. I'm happy to get it. I know a lot of people will criticize it for the sculpt and stuff like that, but I think it looks really good considering. And it was cheap, so hey, what do you want? Down here, like I said, here's his shoes. They look like little dress shoes, like I said, but they don't go up very high. They go up to his ankles, and then you can see the plastic of his legs, which honestly is not a good look for a cowboy. Now, back to his head. Here's Doc with his hat on. As you can see, that's how it sits there. It's the same exact design underneath there as the hair, so that's pretty cool. And then there's how it fits there. It actually looks really good on him. It's a really big hat. Almost looks like a sombrero, but that's what he wore in the movie, so hey, what do you want? Now, as for the gun holster, as you can see, it looks really good. They did a great job. The leather's pretty thick and stuff, so it looks really nice and authentic. I think that's very cool. There's the straps there. Very neat. And we work our way over here to his guns. As you can see, they look like revolvers or something. Very cool. Now, I saw in a video, or not a video, a post or something, somebody had said these aren't really authentic. They're more like an amalgam of two different guns, but hey, whatever. They look like handguns to me from the era, so that'll work. As you can see, that looks pretty cool to me. And as for the shotgun, it looks really awesome as well, and that is so cool. And if you remember, it actually this figure actually came. It's got the two triggers. That's awesome. It actually came with two shotgun shells, and if you look carefully, you can actually open the gun and put the shells inside. That is awesome. See? Isn't that awesome? That's pretty cool. And it closes up perfectly with the shotgun shells inside. Awesome! Here's a close-up look of the knives. That's pretty cool. I didn't see those little rivets or whatever, when I looked at it with the naked eye. Very cool indeed. And we look over here. This one has a little bit more details on it. Very cool indeed. That's awesome. I like how it's kind of flaked and stuff. It actually looks like beaten metal and old and stuff. Very cool. Last up we have his tie, and it's got a little silver pin there in the middle, and that is cool, and just goes on by an elastic strap, so that's pretty cool too. Very neat indeed. Now, I won't be putting this guy all together here on camera, but you know what? I never do, so that shouldn't be so much of a surprise. But I'm still very, very happy with this figure. Does it have its drawbacks? There's a few little things, like I do wish the neck was a little shorter. But you know what? You could modify that if you want. Plus, like I said, Val Kilmer did have a long neck in that movie. But I think this looks enough like Val Kilmer's character Doc Holliday to, suit my purposes, and I'm very, very, very happy to have it. So, there's my review of the Redman 1/6 scale collectible figure, the Cowboy. Doc number 1. And you know what? I'm very happy with it. I believe Doc number 2 has a sweaty effect to his skin, too. I think he's got, like, little sweat and stuff all over it. I think it looks very, very awesome. I love that he has the badge. I love that he has the long gray coat. I do wish this one would have come with the long black coat. But you know what? Maybe that one will come out later, because I'm very happy with it. This looks cool. So, until next time, tune in for more Foo Reviews!
Why, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked over your